All right, part two. So in the last video, I discussed mgtow. What is mgtow? My experience with mgtow, as I've talked about before in a lot of my videos. Just kind of a reiteration of all that. Then I talked about J-Move, how I feel about his credibility, his integrity, what he has to do with the red pill, because he's been kind of dipping a little bit over into the red pill, into our community, because I would say I'm more red pill than I am PUA. Because PUA guys, I've talked to tons of PUA guys who are blue pilled like a motherfucker. I've talked to tons of PUA guys who really don't know anything about the red pill and they just want to get laid or whatever. So PUA, you can't really call PUA red pill. But with that said, PUA and red pill can and do complement each other. I just don't like when it's mixed together, which is kind of contradictory when we're talking about long-term relationships, where guys like Donovan Sharpe and Rollo Tomassi say that you should step your game up and you should, chase excellence, level up, right, in order to get a higher quality woman, which is counterintuitive to what we all know in the red pill about female nature. I've said that for a long time. Those have been my issues with these main guys, and so I'm going to talk a little bit more specifically about Donovan Sharpe, specifically him, a little bit about Rollo Tomassi, and specifically 21 Studios. Now, Richard Cooper, to his credit, has stayed out of drama, has stayed out of beef, has stayed out of funk within the red pill community. Let me just get this out of the way and say I do like and respect Richard Cooper and Donovan Sharpe to an extent. If we're talking about objective truth and when they're talking about the red pill, I like and respect that aspect of these guys. The part that I don't like and the part that I don't respect, again, is when they mix pickup artistry and their version of chasing excellence, which they borrowed from Rollo Tomassi's Irrational Male, where he says men always have to be on their purpose in order to keep a woman around. I am not interested in keeping a woman around because it's not beneficial to me, because their nature, particularly not in that way. If I ever were to keep a woman around, it would be only specifically if she loved me when I was dirt poor, and that's just not female nature, which, and I've said that a million times, which is why I don't believe I'll ever get into a long-term relationship, even though there's a part of my heart that wants that a lot, and I think every guy does. We have to realize that we are not loved unconditionally. We are not loved idealistically. We are not loved for who we are outside of what we can produce and what we do, which is the beef essentially that I have with Donovan Sharpe and Rollo Tomassi. Now, with that said, I want to talk about 21 Studios and what he did, Anthony Dream Johnson, what he did with exposing Donovan Sharpe. Man, I mean, recently, I think about a year and a half ago, shit, it's 2021 now, maybe it was 2 years ago now at this point, Eminem put out a song called Kill Shot, which was a response to the beef that Machine Gun Kelly, rapper Machine Gun Kelly, made a song about Eminem called Rap Devil, right? Which is a play on words to Eminem's song Rap God. Okay, so in that song, MG Kelly really goes, he throws some blows at Eminem, and it's a good song. It's a good diss track. If you're into hip hop and rap, you know what a diss track is. It's when a guy has beef with another rapper and he disses him on a song. So MGK dissed Eminem on that song Rap Devil, and it was a great diss for what it was, but Eminem responded with a diss track called Kill Shot, which was an amazing track. I still listen to it to this day. It's a great song. The reason why I mention that is because what Anthony Dream Johnson did to Donovan Sharpe really reminds me of Kill Shot, because Kill Shot was kind of like the nail in the coffin, like, oh, you fuck with me, all right, I got some ammo for you, and he just put MGK to rest. With that said, MGK's song was pretty good. MGK's song actually brought out some good disses on Eminem, and I think it's underrated. Most people say, oh, Eminem killed MGK. That's just Eminem's popularity. MGK had some shots. He put some shots on Eminem, and there was some. Eminem's not bulletproof. Okay. Anyway, I'm not going to turn this into a rap video, but with that said, the reason why Anthony Dream Johnson came at Donovan Sharpe was because Donovan Sharpe had some jabs about him, and there was some beef, and Donovan Sharpe kind of did some shady business with 21 Studios. If you go watch if you go watch 21 Studios, Anthony Dream Johnson's video calling out Donovan Sharpe, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's a fantastic video, one of the best I've ever seen in the Red Pill community. I watched all 2.5 hours of it, just fantastic. I watched it yesterday, and I was blown away. But again, with that said, even though Donovan Sharpe was exposed, and it's, I think he's going to totally ignore it. I think Donovan Sharpe is going to totally, virtually 100% ignore what Anthony Dream Johnson did. And it was an amazing call out, thorough call out. But I think Donovan Sharpe will completely ignore it because he really does. He has no comeback. He can't do anything. It's just like Eminem in 8 Mile at that last battle. The guy can't even rap. He can't even come back. It's just nothing. There's nothing. He can't even speak, right? I don't think Donovan Sharpe can even speak after this because Anthony Dream Johnson just totally tore him down 100%. But, and there's a big but here. With that said, okay, I don't think Donovan Sharpe should go away. I don't think Donovan Sharpe should be torn down. I think he's making a lot of money. Fine, I get it. I have issues with profiteers in the Red Pill. However, what I like about Donovan Sharpe and what I like about Rollo Tomassi and what I like about Rich Cooper, even though I have my qualms with these guys, what I like is that they are taking the Red Pill mainstream. They are taking the Red Pill mainstream. So although Anthony Dream Johnson's video on 21 Studios about Donovan Sharpe was great, it was amazing, I hope that it doesn't ruin Donovan Sharpe's career. Because what Donovan Sharpe is doing is he's educating the average Joe. He's educating men on female nature. He's educating men on the Red Pill. And there's that old saying that says the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Okay? If these women are out here screwing men over, if these feminists are out here tearing men down, messing society up, if these feminists and these leftists, if they are very detrimental for society, which they are, we need an antidote to that poison. We need an antidote to that virus, and the antidote really is the truth. The truth shall set you free. What's the truth? The truth is the Red Pill. The Red Pill is the truth. That's what I've always said and always maintained. The Red Pill is not some set of beliefs and set of, it's just this. No, it's just the truth. You could call it a set of beliefs, I guess. You could surmise that that's what it is. The Red Pill is just the unvarnished truth. And so what Donovan Sharpe does is a service to men. Do I think he's profiteering off of it? Do I think he has dualistic motives? Probably, yeah. And do I think a lot of what Anthony Dream Johnson said about him and exposed about him is the truth? Yeah. I think he totally got him, right? Totally exposed him. But again, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So what Donovan Sharpe is doing is a service to all men, in a sense, until he gets to that point where he starts saying, just level up, and then you can get a higher quality woman. No, because you're playing into hypergamy. That's where I have to draw the line. Now, I did go and watch one of Donovan Sharpe's newest videos where I think this guy's name's Myron Gaines. He has a podcast called Fresh and Fit Podcast, which I recently subscribed to, which is really good for Red Pill men. Really good. I respect Myron Gaines. Even Myron Gaines was exposed by J-Move at one point. I don't respect J-Move, and even if he was right about Myron Gaines, I don't care, because what Myron Gaines is talking about is straight up truth on his channel. So again, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. If Myron Gaines and Donovan Sharpe, they've got some issues and they've got some detractors and they've got some people who are exposing the truths about them, maybe that's fine. But also, what are they doing? They're bringing the Red Pill to the mainstream. They are exposing the truth about the Matrix, about how men are being thrown under the bus, about female nature, about how women really act, and they're doing it brilliantly. They have gifts. This is why I'm not that popular. My channel's not popular, because I don't have the gift of gab. I'm not able to break down these wonderful points into like really concise sound bites. That's not what I'm good at. That's why my videos are 30 minutes long, and I really bring out like 2 points, and it's just like, no wonder nobody listens to me. But I get it. But what these guys are doing is they're taking those truths mainstream. They're making it palatable. They're making it digestible for your average everyday Joe who's listening and like, oh yeah, this makes sense. This is what I've been experiencing. And they're learning and they're growing and they're becoming. The more red pill the world is, the more truth there's going to be out there. We're in a battle. We're in a battle with the evil powers that be, which is radical feminism, which is modern, promiscuous, evil society, right? The antidote to that is the truth. We need to tell the average 19-year-old blue pill guy the real truth. Hey, wait a minute, you go chase these women, you go get into these relationships, you're going to have these issues, you're going to have these problems. Now, is Donovan Sharpe squeaky clean? Is Myron Gaines squeaky clean? Is Richard Cooper squeaky clean? Is Rollo Tomasi squeaky clean? Do they have some faults? They probably got some big faults. You know, of course, you know, I'll throw out some other names. Better Bachelor. Go follow Better Bachelor. Coach Red Pill. Coach Greg Adams. Think Before You Sleep. These are some channels that have great content. Some of these guys are really popular. Think Before You Sleep is amazingly popular. Better Bachelor is amazingly popular. Coach Greg Adams is getting up there, right? So these guys are also ones who may be more squeaky clean, and they might not have any detractors, and that's fine. People make mistakes, and maybe Donovan Sharpe is dualistic. Maybe he's got all these issues. Maybe he's got a bad past. Maybe this and maybe that. That's true. Or I'm not saying that isn't true. I'm not saying those things aren't viable and real. But the real truth is that what he's doing, which is true, is he's putting out great red pill content for the average Joe to consume and say, oh, I can learn something here. Same with Kevin Samuels, right? So in the manosphere, in the mgtow red pill / communities, we need to come together in some unity, and I think guys are. These guys are getting together. They're, you know, and even Bulldog Mindset. I saw one of his videos with mgtow. I think it's called mgtow Dictionary. Some of these guys are black pill. Even the black pill guys, at least they're discussing. At least there's a conversation. Now, these guys are real negative, whatever. Don't come for me, black pill guys. Like, you know, black pills, they do speak truths. There's truths in the black pill. They might be a little bit negative, but I've had my opinions about the black pill, things like that. But I appreciate, and what I've seen in the last year or so, I appreciate what's going on. There's a lot of cross-platforming. There's a lot of communication. There's a lot of soldering going on within the manosphere, within the red pill, mgtow, whatever, these communities. And that's really positive. And I think that's very good, because these ideas are becoming meshed with other men's ideas, and this is going out to the masses, and the masses are saying, hey, I'm waking up. And when the more men wake up, the less power women and female nature has over us, this negative crap, and less power the legislation has over us, less power the matrix has over us, and we're out here supporting each other. So the issue that I do have somewhat with 21 Studios, even though I'm saying what he's saying is the truth, etc., the only issue that I could say about his video, which was an amazing video, as I've said, is that it might tear down somewhat Donovan Sharpe. It might, you know, somewhat marginalize his viewership, etc. It might hurt him a little bit, maybe or maybe not. I don't know. He's really in a flow right now. He's really, what do they call that when a team is really doing well? He's really doing well. He's really got the momentum. I think they call it momentum. So he's got the momentum. He's got the vibe going right now. I've seen his channel grow. He's blowing up. And, you know, if he's a profiteer and his heart's like, yeah, I'm going to make all this money now, fine, whatever. He's speaking the truth, though. You know, I've never given him money. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't donate or whatever, because these things should be free. I believe ultimately, I think that the truth should be free and the truth should be freely spoken. But with that said, I get what he's doing. I get what these guys are doing. And if they want to make money off it, that's fine. I think it's probably what they're saying is valuable, right? What they're saying is worth their time, and the time that they put in to make their shows great. They probably should be paid for it. Would I do it? Probably not, because the truth is the truth, and it should be free. That's how I feel about it, and it is what it is. But do I think that guys should donate? That's fine. I have no problem with that. I'm not that mad at it. There's been times in the past where I've criticized that a little bit and said, well, why do you need to get paid? But then it's like, okay, well, if you're putting in a lot of work, making your studio, editing your videos, things like that, you're putting in a lot of work. maybe you should get paid for it, you know? So it's like, donate away, you know, is what it is. So that's ultimately how I feel about that. With that said, 21 Studios video on Donovan Sharpe was amazing. It was a great video. It was thorough. But again, at the end of the day, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So if you're tearing down another Red Pill guy, trying to end his career or whatever, you're really ultimately not doing men in general a service if that guy is doing something really good for men. So tearing down Donovan Sharpe could be bad for men in general. We'll see, but I don't think he'll. I just don't think he'll respond. I don't think it'll be that big of a dent or a hit on his channel or anything like that. I think he'll be fine. But it is a great video. It's out there, so it is what it is. Anyway, that's my thoughts on it. Appreciate you guys listening. Jay Lee, Northwest Podcast. Peace.